Alrighty guys, welcome back to some more, well, I guess it's not really BTD 6, but it's part of the semi-buff testing. We finished the Boomerang Monkey, so it's time to review it and compare the semi-buff to the normal version, I guess, the solo version of it. So, here we go, let's just start going over the stuff. So, base is Moabs, okay, and then all the way to second tier, it's still Moabs and Moabs, alright? Third tier starts to get to BFBs, which is nice, because usually the others are like 4 tiers and above, but this one starts at 3rd tier, so it's good. And then as we go on, it just gets to Zonjis, Bads, and Super Bads. So Glaive Lord is good. That's nice. Rounds. It's been round 40 all the way until T3. After that, T4 starts. Ow, actually 78, 79 is really good. And then 99 to 100 for the Glaive Lord. How good? Oh my gosh, that's a pretty big difference actually. Moab starts on T4 right here. Space and Group Moabs. Wow. And the best T5 did bad to ZOMG. That's like wow. That's in between the 4th and 5th tier right there. Somewhere in between all this. And the unbuffed Glaive Lord actually 87 to 90. Same. That's actually almost 4th tier. Almost 4th tier. It's between 4th and 5th tier, but the 5th tier that's like uncross-pathed, right? That's a pretty big difference. I am pretty impressed here. This is nice for sure. Wow, very interesting. Cross-path wise, so for the original one, if you don't remember, is the 502. The Red Hot Ranks was the better one. In this case, everything's exactly the same, except this guy got to a bad 100 instead of bad 90. And it is $25 cheaper. So the 502, it's the same cross path, still wins. With an efficiency of about 380 on average. And when you compare row by row, it is less efficient than the Ultra Juggernaut. It is more efficient than the Plasma Monkey Fan Club in later tiers, and it's less efficient than the bottom path, the Crossbow Masters. So it's not quite efficient, but it's still okay. Middle path. Again, bunch of Moabs all the way to 3rd tier, 4th tier, just takes off ZOMGs and BFBs, and then 5th tier, right into the bads. So very solid. And he actually did even better because even the 1st tier, 40 to 47. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this guy, he doesn't even get to around 40, like 30, 4th tier gets to around 35. This guy, so the 1st tier is better than the 4th tier. Dang, those buffs did a hella bonus right there to him. Oh, that's crazy. Hold on, the 5th tier, unbuffed, got to around 63, right? That's the 4th tier. So that means the 4th tier, when it's buffed, semi-buff, it is, I forgot the exact attack speed, but like 7 times better. Dang! Wow, that's crazy. And then with the proper crosspath, it gets to around 94. Yeah, even the base perma charge gets around 98. And then all the way into the early hundreds. Wow, that's a massive buff. And yet he still follows the thing. He's still less efficient than the Glaive Lord, which follows the same trend here by a little bit. You know, still not as efficient as Glaive Lord. The one thing I did change, you could see, is I didn't do the infinite abilities thingies. I just did the normal because there's no point in doing infinite abilities because you can only do that with modding. So there, I don't think it's good to keep doing the infinite ability thing. Anyway, bottom path. Bottom path doesn't stay to mobs for long. The 3rd tier already gets to space BFBs. Interesting. Okay. And let's see, and then it goes to BFBs for 4th tier, 5th tier gets to bads and group ZOMGs. Hey, that's the same thing? No, that's ZOMGs and BFBs. Okay, never mind. So obviously way better, but I'm more interested in the rounds. So let's look at the rounds. So let's see, this one let's see, 4th tier got to 36-38, so pretty good. That's the 4th tier. This guy, the 1st tier, starts on round 40, ends on round 40. Magnificent. Magnificent. Then we got the T5 that got to around 63. That's the 4th tier. The 4th tier got to around 63. Oh, I see. Okay, so interesting. So the difference between the 4th and 5th tier in the solo testing is usually the difference between the 1st tier and 4th tier in the buffed, semi-buff version. Very interesting. And then with a little bit of cross paths, he gets all the way to around 91, which is, obviously awesome. This guy uncross path got to around 96 and all the way to 103 when with the proper cross path. So yeah, very solid, very solid. By the way, actually, so I should go over cross paths for both of these. So hold on. Cross path wise, this one it was the 250. Now for the semi-buff version, the 052 is clearly the winner. So the buff did change it. He's more powerful and he's cheaper. Wow, that's crazy. Wow, so buffs can do a lot. That's crazy. It totally changed the outcome of which crosspath is better. Because now the bottom path crosspath is like infinite. It's just like so much better. Like everything's better about it. Life, before life, to death, the space group balloons, the group balloons, and he's $60 cheaper. That's crazy. Bottom path. Let's see. Bottom path. It was the 025 that did the best. In this case, now I'd have to get to the 205, which looks better. Dang. Again, cross path changed. I mean, the 025 does have a little bit of advantages, but the 205 seems to be better overall. Because it did better in the space balloons. He did better before losing a life. I mean, he's only $55 more expensive. Really, all the 025 has going for it is one extra round before dying. That's it. So it's really not great. So if we compare the Dart and Boomerang, let's see. I mean, yeah, the Dart Monkey's overall more efficient, but because of like 2 wins to 1. But in terms of highest round, it's definitely the Boomerang by far. Goes into the hundreds. This guy goes into about 80s on average. No, comfortably in the 80s. Very interesting. Very interesting. So Boomerang definitely changed a lot in the semi-buff testing. I think that's very interesting. So sometimes adding buffs to your towers can actually turn it from being really bad to really good. It's nice. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to say about the semi-buffed Boomerang review. Next video, we're going to be starting off with the bomb shooter, so that's going to be very interesting, because I don't know if he's very buffable. I've never actually tried. But from the solo test to bomb shooter, yeah, not very good. Especially the middle path. But not very good compared to other towers. But, I don't know, given some buffs, who knows? Maybe it'll be legendary, maybe it'll be still super trash. Who knows? But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hitting the subscribe button is the best thing you can do. Hitting the like button and commenting is also really good ways to support the channel. So any of those things are great. Thank you very much, and I hope all of you have a really good day.